For those of you who think Mother Nature doesn't think winter is here, clearly you're not at the Harbor campus where it's nice and chilly outside, but inside we'll have red-hot basketball action as the fourth ranked Keene State Owls make the trip to the Clark Athletic Center to take on the UMass Boston Beacons right here on the Beacon Broadcast Network. Alongside Steve McGuire, George Bannister here to bring you all the action this afternoon. And Steve, just really quick, former player Steve McGuire here at UMass Boston. What's one of the first things you told me after we introduced ourselves?
First thing I told him was I am not a fan of Keene State. Sitting in the fan section, watching the women's game beforehand and watching fans from another school hand out shirts to their party makes me a little upset.
That's the kind of rivalry we're seeing here late this afternoon here. Let's take a quick look at our season stats here. Kind of a tale of the tape. You can see this Keene State offense has been pretty prolific. 87.6 points per game, while defensively just allowing a hair under 68 points.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big discrepancy. It's no wonder why they're ranked fourth in the country. Big key takeaway from that is if they score 87 points a game, you got to figure out what makes them uncomfortable and try and knock that number down a little bit.
Much like Tufts was able to do. Tufts knocked him down to about 77, but couldn't get anything going offensively. Only scored 56 points of their own. Let's take a look at our players to watch for this afternoon, and we have two very good players. Let's start on the Beacon side here with Xavier McKenzie.
Yeah, you know, I saw Xavier McKenzie play for the first time earlier this week, and if you would have told me he was a 5-year senior, I would have believed it. He's a freshman. The kid is pretty dynamic, great ball handling skills, gets to the basket really well. Hopefully he can go off today.
Not only that, he's first on the team in steals, which also translates to, oh, by the way, 26th in the country in steals. So not only are his ball handling skills, as you mentioned, Steve, good, but defensively he's great as well. On the other side for Keene State, you got the sophomore sensation, Octavio Brito.
Yeah, 50% from the field is really impressive. You're going to have to do something to slow him down. That's a big number. To make 50% from the field, that's not easy to do.
Not often I get to say this, but I actually saw him play in high school for Lincoln High, covering his state championship run.
Okay.
And even they couldn't stop him back in the high school days. So
brutal.
Teams here in college also struggling. Let's take a sneak peek at what's happened so far today around campus here on Harbor Day. Track and field has been at the Reggie Paiu Invitational. If you watched the women's game before, thank you for joining us here. A 66-61 win by the Beacons over the Owls in the women's game that kind of went back and forth and went down to the wire. Women's hockey, men's hockey, they're on the road up to face New England College. Let's take a look at the head coaches for each side. Let's start with head coach Jason Harris for the Beacons.
Yeah, I love Coach Harris. He came in right after my senior season, and he's just a great dude. I watched him the first day at tryouts, and I knew he was going to change Beaconville for good. Doesn't take any crap from anybody. It demands perfection. He's a good guy. I like seeing him around campus. I'm a big fan of him.
He's best start in program history, 12-3 right now. Program best, 8 wins in a row for this squad. On the other side, let's take a look at Ryan Keene, who's in his 8th season with Keene State.
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing good things with them. I like to see what he's doing with the squad. He has a senior on his squad that he's been with for 4 years that's killing it. It's a good time to have one player that you can take all 4 years and have them absolutely dominate. So good on him. Hopefully that doesn't happen today, though. Hopefully the nice little loss comes for Keene State.
I swear this is a Beacon Broadcast Network broadcast, but in another weird twist, I was able to broadcast Ryan Keene's senior season when he played over at WPI in Worcester for head coach Chris Bartley. And I got to tell you, a lot of similarities between those two as coaches. A lot of it he learned from Chris Bartley, obviously. Let's take a look at the individual leaders for these two teams. And that name that's at the top on the left-hand column in the blue, you're going to hear a lot of that name today, Malik Lorquette.
This kid is amazing. I got a chance to play against him in an alumni game when he was a freshman. My job was to not hurt him because we knew he was the future of the franchise. But, I mean, he's having a potential All-American season, and today's kind of his defining game. If he can pull this out, upset the number 4 team in the country, this is what will define his career as a Beacon.
Not only are his offensive numbers so great, as you can see, 19.4 points per game, he's second in the NCAA with 12 double-doubles, 7th in the nation in rebounding, former Little East Conference all-defensive team. He's the program leader in blocks in the season, blocks for his career. And, oh, by the way, he's approaching the rebounding plateau for the program.
That's why, I mean, the kid's 6'4". I mean, he's not on that list of people who are leading the country in double-doubles. He's the only one who's 6'4". Everybody else is 6'6" and above. He does it all, and he's undersized.
You take a look at the other side. We already talked about him, Octavio Brito. We talked about him briefly, but another name you may hear us mention quite a bit is that 6'7" senior, Jeff Hunter.
Yeah, I got a chance to look up some of his stats and look at him play, and he can just kind of do it all. He's very dynamic. I believe he's also on that list of double-doubles in the country. He's really good, and that's going to be the thing we have to stop today to be successful, because he's going to get rebounds, he's going to get points. I mean, he's shooting 63% from the field. That's kind of insane.
Yeah, you mentioned it. He's number 4 in the country in double-doubles. But to that point, Malik Lorquette 6'4", Jeff Hunter 6'7".
Big difference.
Big difference there. Big difference there. We get starting lineups that were just issued. We'll bring those to you just momentarily, but should be an exciting afternoon for basketball. Not a terribly big crowd on hand for the women's game as far as Beacon fans are concerned, but I think the energy is going to shift here at the Clark Athletic Center.
I hope so. Keene State is notorious for bringing their fans with them, so you have to have a crowd with you at Beaconville if you want to compete.
Well, you mentioned they're handing out T-shirts, but you could probably see in 1 or 2 shots during our broadcast, they actually brought up like mini posters to put Keene State up on the wall, which I'm sure goes right up yours.
I just saw them. Yeah, that's upsetting.
At least it's near their banner that's hanging up here with every Little East Conference team that's up there as well. We'll bring you all that stuff. We'll bring you action from around the Little East Conference throughout the broadcast. But right now, this is the game to watch. And people all around the Little East Conference said, yeah, we have a game, but it stinks we're not going to be able to see this unless we watch it on replay, because this Beacon's coming in 8 straight wins. Keene State, of course, starting the season one of 4 teams still undefeated in NCAA Division III at 14-0. Number 4 in the country. This is the game to be at. This is the game to watch and be at and be excited for.
This game defines their season. If Beacons pull off the upset, it's the feather in their cap. It's a huge accomplishment. And if Keene State loses, this really changes the trajectory of their season. Who knows what happens next?
Let's take a look at those starting lineups that are ready to go now. For the Beacons, Emmanuel Zayas, Xavier McKenzie, Mariano Olivier Rodriguez, Tommy Burris, and, of course, Malik Lorquette. Meanwhile, for the Owls, you have Jariq Sishon, Octavio Brito, Nate Sayao, Mason Jean-Baptiste, and Jeff Hunter. There's a starting 5 for both teams. We're about 14 seconds away from the buzzer going off, the national anthem, and starting lineups. But before that, let's give you the keys to the game before all of that happens. Number 1, of course, we've already talked about it. The number 1 fact, Malik Lorquette versus Jeff Hunter.
Yeah, your best players have to be their best players today. In a game that's this tight, you need your all-stars to perform so that the role players can fill the gaps that they don't have, but they got to come bring it.
For UMass Boston, limit the mistakes and or turnovers. They're only averaging 13.7 a game, but against a team like Keene State, that's going to be deadly.
Yeah, turnovers lead to points against teams that are really good. The other day against UMass Dartmouth, there was quite a few turnovers, but they didn't lead to a lot of points. Here, they're going to matter a lot.
And here's one thing we also discussed during this broadcast already. Make the most of your opportunities. Defensively, if you could slow down, I don't want to say shut down. If you could slow down Keene State, but also make the most of your opportunities, this game could go your way.
Absolutely. Good teams make few mistakes, so when they do, you have to do something with them because you can't rely on more happening later.
All done. Jeff Hunter is about to be announced on the Keene State side, but it's going to be an exciting afternoon for basketball, and when I got the email from UMass Boston and I saw that I was assigned to this game, I said, ooh.
Yeah, this would be a good one.
Ooh. and this was about near the start of the season. I knew what Keene State was bringing back. I knew kind of what UMass Boston was doing. And as the season progressed, I said, oh, yeah. Daddy, give me this broadcast.
It's going to be the place
great.
to be. Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be really special. So, starting lineup's about set to get to be finished introduced here.
Yeah, you know, my senior year, we had the chance to play MIT when they were ranked 11th in the country. And we managed to upset them, and that is the defining moment of my senior year. And what you get from that is you have to have your all-stars do their all-star things, but all your role players have to play above their station. They have to fill the gaps, and they have to step it up. If your role players still play like they always do, you're relying too heavily on your all-stars. So hopefully all these secondary positions can do something big today.
That's the big question. That's the one thing that all 14 of Keene State's opponents so far this season haven't had. They haven't had those secondary players step up to that opportunity to, listen, you don't got to score 30 points a night every night, but if you have the opportunity to score 15 points tonight, that's going to be huge.
Yeah, disrupt, do something different.
Tip about to happen. Players in the circle, and why not? It's Lorquette and Hunter in the circle for this tip. Won by UMass Boston and controlled by the Beacons to start this basketball game. We're underway from the Clark Athletic Center. Again, Steve McGuire, George Bannister, our entire crew here on the Beacon Broadcast Network. Zayas will defer. Lorquette in the block. Backing down Hunter, spins, turns, off the glass and in.
Great first shot. Way to establish yourself in the post early.
19.4 points per game, leads all of Beacon scoring, and he opens up the scoring in this game. Jean-Baptiste hammered underneath. He'll go to the line for two. Looks like Lorquette may have got something accidentally in the eye. The foul's going to be against Xavier McKenzie, his first.
It was a really good backdoor cut, but you know, that's a great first foul of the game. Kind of established that you're going to hit him hard if they go to the basket. That's the first thing my dad ever taught me. First play of the game, hit him hard.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let him know that it's not going to be easy down there. Jean-Baptiste connects on the first. He's a 71% shooter from the field. Having a career year from beyond the arc this season is Jean-Baptiste. And we're all tied up at 2. Lorquette down underneath. Jean-Baptiste gets the free throws. And that's where we are. 19-19 to go here first quarter. We're going to get a foul.
Really pressuring that point guard hard. They don't want the pass to Lorquette to be easy, so they're going to put it on pressure full court. Just make him play fast.
Nate Seau whistled for that foul. Is that kind of a tempo-setting thing you as a player would notice?
Yeah. You know, when we played MIT and had that big upset, we guarded their point guard full court for 40 minutes just to make it more difficult to get into their offense.
Jean-Baptiste on the up fake, kicks out. Brito fakes one way, goes the other. Drops it underneath for Hunter. Up fake, blocked by Lorquette. Here come the Beacons back the other way. Zayas defers, 3-ball in transition, won't fall for Olivia Rodriguez. And here come the Owls the other way. Jean-Baptiste to a wide open cutting Brito, who lays it up and in.
That was a good block by Lorquette earlier. You know, he jumped a little too early, but still had the hands to get the ball coming down. It's impressive.
You know, one thing I don't like, and I know it's kind of prevalent nowadays in the game, is the kids dribbling and snapping their head back like a sniper took him out or something. Lorquette, monster move in the lane, won't go, grabs his own rebound, underneath, up, that won't go either.
Hard work, very hard work though to get that rebound.
Hunter for Sean. Drops it back for Seau. Hunter from 18 feet, short. Good rebound there by Oliver Rodriguez, and Zayas will bring it up court. Lorquette underneath, basket and the foul!
Lorquette is incredibly impressive when he faces up from about 20 feet out. He's just fast. He's just faster than everybody else.
Had that quick first step to get by Hunter. Hunter commits the foul. That's his first. So Lorquette will go to the line to try to complete this three-point play, shooting 62.4% so far from this charity stripe.
Yeah, he's been getting really good at free throws lately. Last couple of years, not so much, but and there's the broadcaster jinx that I heard so much about.
Off on the chance to complete the three-point play. Brito double teamed. Marked closely, able to cross the timeline with 2 seconds to spare. Ball into open space, deflected but regained by the Owls. Sean to the elbow, picks up his dribble, spins around, tries to get into Brito, knocked out of his hands, 9 on the shot clock. Sean working one-on-one baseline, dribbles through, tries to get underneath, stolen by Lorquette. Here comes Zayas.
Great pressure and really good patience, not being desperate for the steal and just waiting for them to mess up.
Lorquette near wing will defer for Zayas. Dribble drive baseline, gonna dribble through. Lorquette cutting hard to the rim, misses the layup. Hunter grabs the rebound, he'll give it up for Jean-Baptiste, who defers for Sean in the lane. Can't go, too strong off the glass. Zayas will now slow things down for the Beacons.
Smart move, let your players catch their breath. Don't rush another layup.
16:34 to go, basket and the foul for Zayas!
What a take, strong take from a smaller guy. Really delicate finish off the glass, that was dope.
Second foul on Nate Seau, third on the Owls. And with 16:34 to go, Beacons enjoying a 6-4 lead, trying to extend it to 7-4 here.
Great pressure early on. They're just playing hard on defense, but not recklessly, and trying to get easy buckets on this side while they can.
Zayas will connect. He's shooting a team-leading 90% from the charity stripe. It's a three-point lead for the Beacons. 16:28 to go first half. Jeff Hunter, we're going to get a foul on Lorquette. His first, team second.
Sometimes you just got to let it catch it. If you're not in a denial position, just let them have it.
You see that foul whistled, whether you're on the floor or on the bench. What are your thoughts?
Too far away from the basket to be getting that foul. If you're a big man, you're just not in position, let them have it.
There's Lorquette with the rebound, skying high, taking it coast to coast. In the lane, the floater won't fall, batted around. It'll remain Beacons basketball. Now the officials will confer, and we'll see what they call. Owls ball, 16:09 to go first half.
Playing a little quick on that one. Just needs to slow it down, take their time, set something up, keep getting those easy buckets.
Sean. Jean-Baptiste, now Hunter. Up top it goes for Brito. Good tight defense here by the Beacons. Brito driving the lane, basket and the foul for Octavio Brito.
That was a strong, strong take.
First foul on Tommy Burris, and that'll bring us to our media timeout. 7-6 UMass Boston over Keene State. First half action right here on the Beacon Broadcast Network. So, on my boards, what I like to do is I like to put an area for the media timeouts to kind of just let me know where the game was at the time.
Okay.
It came in handy in the women's game because in the second quarter media timeout, UMB was up 33-16. Okay. When it came down to the fourth quarter media timeout, the lead was 3.
Yeah.
Proportion to me is the lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of competing at a high level, bonding with teammates and building lifelong friendships. But they also are involved in their communities. They work jobs and internships and volunteer. They learn to be resilient.
Sometimes they get layups on you. Don't make it worse.
7-6 UMass Boston over Keene State. Octavio Brito will go to the line to try to complete a three-point play here. Kind of split that Beacon defense and just took it. like a grown man to the cup.
Absolutely, yeah, that was a really, really strong finish. And I was saying, you know, sometimes if you're beat on defense, you just got to let them go. Make it a tough shot, but don't make it a foul.
Off the back iron. Not often you'll see that from Brito. He shoots 83% from the free throw line. 7-6 the lead for UMass Boston over number 4 in the nation, Keene State. Zayas in the lane. Struggles, pump fakes, and scores.
That was a tough, tough finish. Had the ball by his ear when he put that up.
Hunter. Working one-on-one on Lorquette. Gets in the lane. Blocked by Lorquette.
Yeah, man, we love to see that.
Block. I'm sorry, go ahead, Steve.
No, sorry, I was just going to say takes the contact, eats it, and then blocks a shot. You know, Hunter was expecting him to fall away.
Block number 36 on the season. He now has 201 block shots for his career.
That's wild.
Again, as you mentioned at the top of the broadcast, as someone who's 6'4".
Yeah, he just knows how to use his length and knows how to be in the right spot.
Off the trap, ball gets deflected out of bounds. It'll be Keene State basketball. So after the make by Keene State, they turn around and deploy a trap on the far side across the timeline and force a turnover. Almost a steal there for UMass Boston, but Xavier McKenzie stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, he had a chance to save it, but looked around him and noticed that if he saved it, it was probably going to go to Keene State and they'd be down a player. So it was a really smart, just eat the ball and step out.
Ike Alua will step on the floor. He'll give Tommy Burris a rest. Jean-Baptiste from the corner won't fall. Jeff Hunter, the offensive rebound, up and in. First 2 points of the afternoon for Jeff Hunter. Gives Keene State a 1-point lead, 10-9 with 14:30 to go here in the first half. Oliver Rodriguez, catch and shoot for three, won't fall. Hunter kind of left all alone, almost traveled, puts it up, gets fouled. I believe that's going to be on to Alua. It is. His first, team's third, team's fourth, but to the line to shoot two will be Jeff Hunter.
Rodriguez did the right thing, hustling back, stopping the ball. That's what you're supposed to do. Don't come in there and swing at the ball. You know, he's been disrupted enough. Hopefully he misses.
Hunter hits the first. Point number 3 for Jeff Hunter. Hunter misses the second. Lorquette stolen by Brito. Offensive rebound and put back. And then a flex underneath by Octavio Brito.
Yeah, Lorquette needs to answer back and answer back quickly. You can't let somebody do that in your own house.
13-9. All of a sudden, Keene State on a mini run here to take over. Ball on the floor. Players are saying it's a tied up ball and it'll be Keene State basketball. And Brito walks away from the pile clapping.
So this is the transition point of the game. It can go one of two ways here. You can answer back and stop this hype, or you can let them run away with it, because right now they have the momentum. You got to quiet it down a lot.
Sishon, Jean-Baptiste, Hunter, Dupree, and Brito on the floor. And that was Sishon driving hard and calling a timeout quickly as Jason Harris. He wants to talk things over just a little bit.
Yeah, smart timeout. That's a spot where you got to kill some momentum and establish something on offense. You need a bucket here just to get things going back in your direction.
It's hopefully a way to kind of slow things down for Keene State as well, who has really turned around and put up 6 unanswered points right now.
Yeah, this is a run, and then they have all the momentum. Our offense is looking a little stagnant now. That trap is getting us some problems. Draw something up, get something in the basket, change the direction of the game.
You see not quite a press, but 2 players marked closely in the backcourt. It's Lorquette will defer for Xavier McKenzie. McKenzie, dribble to the baseline, fadeaway jumper off the iron, won't fall. Ball loose, stolen away by the Owls. Here comes Dupree the other way, spins in the lane, blocked, no, fouled by Alua.
I don't know, looked clean from up here. Looked clean from up here.
I like to say that's why they're down there and we're up here. And, of course, quickly going over is Jason Harris walking over saying, are you sure? You sure about that? Because kind of looked clean to me, too.
Yeah, sometimes you got to let them know that you have a question about it.
Nothing wrong with asking a question. First free throw good for Tameen Dupree. That's his first free throw of the season.
Really?
1 for 1.
100%.
You should retire now. Just take it. Perfect. 2 for 2 is Tameen Dupree on the season. First 2 points of the afternoon for him. 17-9 is the lead for the Owls over the Beacons here. Beacons struggling to crack this Owl defense here. And just as I say that, Zaya's blocked. I thought that ball was on the glass first. No goaltend the other way. Offensive foul. Great positioning underneath by Alua to draw that offensive foul against Tameen Dupree.
You know, they don't give you a call on one side. Way to be composed and try to get one on the other one. But yeah, that definitely looked like it had touched some glass before it hit.
So Zayas probably has some sort of, could say, hey, I probably should have 2 extra points here, right? Like 17-9, under 13 minutes to go here in the first half. It's been just as advertised here between these two teams. Alua all alone, 3-ball, corner pocket, long 2, they're going to say.
It was a symptom of the Dartmouth game, too. A lot of people with their toes on the line.
Brito to the hole, fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. That's going to be against Bobby Joy, his first. So just like that, Keene State's 1 foul away from being in the bonus.
Yeah, you know, they already have a pretty good offense going. You don't want to add the risk of them getting free throws for 10 minutes, 10-plus minutes.
Yeah. Brito will hit the first. That's 9 for Octavio Brito so far.
This Brito kid is just as advertised. He is very good.
Off of the second, good strong rebound by Zayas. Believe it or not, as a junior, it was an article in the Providence Journal by the local high school reporter that said, wait until Octavio Brito finds out he can take over a basketball game. Offensive rebound, put back won't go. Lurquette bats it around. It's grabbed down by Jariq Sishan. He's going to go coast to coast, and he's going to get fouled.
A lot of fouls in transition right now. They're very fast, and they want to get to the basket. A lot of Beacon players out of position and having to do something desperate, just poke at the ball.
So Bobby Joy just checked in. I think he's got just as many fouls as minutes here, 2. And to the line to shoot 2 will be Jariq Sishan, and he hits the first.
As my father once taught me, fouls are also a stat. If you play a lot and you don't have any fouls, maybe you weren't working as hard as you thought you were.
I like that. I like that. Sishan will hit both. He's up to 2 points on this young afternoon. Fidendi Francois will check in for the Owls. He'll give, Nate Seow will check back in. He'll give Sishan a rest. Beacons lose the handle on the ball. It'll stay with the Beacons. Little miscommunication there between McKenzie and Zayas.
Tight on that sideline there, right in front of the bench.
Alua back for McKenzie. Gets a screen. Good switch there by the Owls. Under 12 minutes to go. Next whistle, we'll get on media timeout. On the kick out. Dribble drive by Joy. He's going to go baseline. Lays it up. Won't fall. Ball batted around. Malik Lurquette comes away with the rebound. Up, under, misses. Too strong. I don't think he knew he had time or the space.
Yeah, he worked really hard for that rebound. Didn't know what was left on the clock or how close he was. But we got to get him some shots falling in soon.
in the lane, putting it up. Lorquette with another block.
When you have a shot blocker like that, stop fouling the guy going up for layups, knowing that Lorquette's coming from behind.
Oh, trying to hit the trailer, but instead we're going to get a foul first on Octavio Brito. It's a floor on the foul, so no free throws, but there's our media timeout. 11:22 to go here in the first half. Keene State 20, UMass Boston 11. You're watching men's basketball action on the Beacon Broadcast Network.
Passion is love. Passion is love for what you do. So I think when you face challenges, it comes down to how much you want it and how much you love it. Passion is what keeps you going forward. Seeing so many people that were like-minded and so hardworking in their sport and academics, being surrounded by like-minded people makes you want to
Can slip away from you fast.
It pushes you to a different level that maybe you didn't think you had. You can do the best of both worlds and love all of it.
Proportion to me is the lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of competing at a high level, bonding with teammates and building lifelong friendships. But they also are involved in their communities. They work jobs and internships and volunteer. They've learned to be resilient. Diverse experiences are setting them up for the future.
The number 4 team in the country, Keene State Owls, with a 9-point lead here at the Clark Athletic Center. Alongside Steve McGuire, George Bannister here on the Beacon Broadcast Network. It's 20-11 here with 11:22 to go in the first half. Bobby Joy, Tommy Burris, Emmanuel Zayas. Xavier McKenzie. And Ike Alua on the floor right now for the Beacons. We'll give you the Owls 5 in just 1 second.
So you got Malik off the floor. What's going to happen on your offense? Who's going to step up?
Burris for 3. That won't fall. Hunter will give to Siao. They're joined by Jean-Baptiste. 3 ball from the corner, and connecting is Tamine Dupree. He's up to 5 points. Tamine Dupree and Liam Johnston all on the floor for the Owls right now. So a little bit of a bigger lineup. Fadeaway jumper by Alua won't go. A little bit of a bigger lineup here for the Owls with Lorquette on the floor. And here comes Lorquette quickly back in.
Lasted about 15 seconds.
He'll replace Alua.
He's going to have to play a lot today. He's just going to have to be on the floor quite a bit.
As a player, you kind of mentally prepare yourself, right? If you consider yourself an upper echelon player, you're facing the number 4 team in the country. There's no way you're telling coach, hey, limit my minutes today, guys.
Yeah, you're not tugging on your jersey and asking for subs anytime soon.
Jeff Hunter underneath can't fall. Lorquette grabs the rebound, and Zayas will cross the timeline. Rebound number 3 for Lorquette. Zayas steps back, 3 ball, won't fall. Jean-Baptiste at the highest point of the ball will grab the rebound and bring it the other way for the Owls. And it gets his pocket picked by Zayas. 1-on-3, a 3-on-1, and Zayas takes it himself.
Great steal. Not the best shot the previous possession, but gets it back and has a smart move in with the advantage on the fast break, takes it himself.
7 points for Zayas, 23-13. He cuts the lead to 10. Hunter at the elbow. He tries to kick out. Ball stolen by McKenzie. Back-to-back possessions with steals. McKenzie goes coast to coast and lays it in. Slow, very slow to get up. Numbers the other way, 5-on-4. McKenzie hobbling his way back. To the corner it goes. Jean-Baptiste for 3, too strong. Ball batted around, grabbed by the hobbling McKenzie.
Yeah, sometimes it's just a little bit of a shock, and you can play through it, but the initial ouch is a lot, but hopefully he's okay.
I wonder if Mariano Oliver Rodriguez, who's at the scorer's table, will come in for him. Zayas underneath, trying to reverse. His shot was blocked by Sishon, and he tries to bring it back the other way. He gets fouled by Tommy Burris. That's going to be his second. It's the 8th foul. So to the line to shoot 1-and-1 will be the Owls. And there's the replacement, Rodriguez for McKenzie.
Yeah, medical staff going over to talk to him. That's the first place I would have gone. I don't go sit on the bench. If I have an ouchie, they're gonna fix it.
Yeah. go to the trainer. You just need some spray and tape. Perfect. Go back to the scores table. That's what my dad would have said. Missing on the first half on the front end of the 1-1 is Sean. Rebounded by the Beacons, and they're trying to cut into this 8-point deficit here that they're facing. Zayas, right-hand dribble to the lane. Skip pass underneath for Lorquette. Puts it up and in.
Really good pass. A lot of traffic. Gets it to his big man right under the basket.
Jeff Hunter looked out of position guarding Lorquette in that possession right there.
If you're a defender and you look up and you see the bottom of the basket, you are in the wrong spot.
And a block by Lorquette. Knocks down the shot by Jean-Baptiste. And here come the Beacons the other way. It's Zayas again for Lorquette on the baseline. Spinning up, off the glass, won't go. Ball batted out of bounds. Owls basketball with 8:09 to go here in the first half.
You know, the balls, we're getting decent looks. They're just not falling right now. You have to have faith that they will fall. You have to keep doing stuff that you're doing that you know is the right thing. Don't change your game up too much. It's dangerous. Yeah, you think you're not doing it right and you want to do something different, but what's happening? You're getting good shots. Keep shooting them.
Jump stop in the lane, up and in for Nate Seau, his first 2 points of the afternoon. Extends the lead to 8, 25-17 here with 7:50 to go in the first half. Next whistle will bring our media timeout. Zayas in the lane, stops at the free throw line, left-hand dribble, now crosses over, resets the offense. Zayas crosses over, pulls up, jumper, won't fall. Ball batted around, still loose. Here come the Owls the other way, 3-on-1. It's Hunter, slams it home.
Never like to see a slam dunk when you're down. But we've got to answer right back, kind of shut down that momentum as quick as possible.
10-point lead for the Owls, matches their largest of the afternoon. Ball gets punched out of bounds by Hunter. 7:15 to go here in the first half. We'll take another media timeout. Owls 27, Beacon 17. You're watching men's basketball on the Beacon Broadcast Network.
Five-campus UMass system is the university that educates the workforce of Massachusetts. We recognize that we are truly here for a reason. That recognition inspires and drives us every single day.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, being a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
I believe sportsmanship is a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we're competing against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work.
Back here at the Clark Athletic Center, fourth ranked team in the country, Owls with a 10-point lead over the Beacons, 27-17. Beacons have sort of cooled off and slowed down offensively here, Steve.
Yeah, just not a lot of aggression. I mean, this Keene State defense is pretty suffocating, but you just need Lorquette to get a couple looks, get a couple easy buckets, maybe a wide open three, and this whole game can change.
Kick out three from the corner, and connecting is Tommy Burris.
That's the three we needed.
Jean-Baptiste the other way, connects. And a quick 30-second timeout from Coach Ryan Keene after the lead extends back up to 10.
Nothing worse than getting a three and then giving one back in transition. You can't get complacent. You have to sprint back. Even if it's not your man, you have to guard somebody. I'd rather have a mismatch than no match.
10-point lead, teams trading baskets. I know this is Ryan Keene's 30-second timeout, but what are you telling your team if you're Jason Harris?
Oh, we're talking about defensive transition. If we're going to start getting some points and we're going to have some buckets falling, you don't give them free buckets in transition. You have to get back and have to know who you're guarding.
McKenzie dribbling up court. You can still, he's still kind of ginger. You can see he's still not moving around 100%. Lorquette in the block, turns, fouled. He'll go to the line for two. Who's that on? If that's on Hunter, that's going to be his second. It is.
Good move. He just checked him with his hips as he was moving around him. You know, with Xavier, he is a freshman. Sometimes that first tweak of an ankle or tweak of a knee, something you haven't really experienced before, you don't know. But eventually you'll sprain your ankle hundreds and hundreds of times and will ignore all pain that comes from your lower extremities.
Lorquette, 62% free throw shooter, misses the first.
I actually sprained my ankle in an adult league at the age of 33, and foot was gigantic, black and blue, and everyone's telling me to go to the emergency room, and I just go, I'm already walking on it. It's been a day, it's good.
Yeah. Nothing's broken, it's okay.
Yeah.
See Sean in the lane. We'll dribble out. Lorquette missed both free throws, so it's still a 10-point lead for the Owls. Dupree for Hunter. Underneath, left all alone. Underneath was Sean, and he'll lay it in for two.
It just can't happen. A team that's this good, you can't give them wide open layups. It just can't happen.
Largest lead of the afternoon for the Owls is 12, 32-20, 6:03 to go here in the first half. Pass for Lorquette, temporarily deflected by Hunter. Lorquette regains, spins baseline and lays it up and in.
What a nasty move. He saw the help side coming and spun baseline and managed to put that in. That was really impressive.
Owls quickly back the other way. It's Hunter with the ball. He'll give it up for Jean-Baptiste. For Hunter on the give and go. Good defense there. Stepping up was Burris. It's Dupree for the trailing Hunter, who skies home and slams it down.
You got to know your man still exists when you leave for help. Know where they're at. Be in the way. That's a tough thing to take.
McKenzie pulls up short on the 16-footer. Pushing the action is Sean. Try to extend this lead here for the Owls. Jean-Baptiste to the elbow. Floater won't go. Ball loose. Guess who? Malik Lorquette cleans it up. Beacons desperately need a basket in this possession. Lorquette to the hoop. Won't go. Hunter the rebound. He'll push for Jean-Baptiste. Dupree for the cutting. Sean underneath and in.
Yeah, transition is absolutely killing us right now.
30-second timeout coming from Jason Harris. And what better time to take it than on this run? It leads extended to 14, 36-22 here for the Owls.
Yeah, you know, in transition, when we're pushing the fast break, but we're missing layups. Keene State's not hesitating to outlet and get on the break. You have to understand that if you take a shot that's a little risky, or if it's a layup where you're going to fall down or something, you have to get up and run back because they're going to have the advantage they want it.
Just a team that loves to run and gun, and they are running right now. Have sprinted out to a 14-point lead here with under 5 minutes to go here in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, they're leaking away a little bit, but we're not playing horribly. If we can step up the defense and understand what's happening in transition, I think this game can go differently.
Zayas crosses the timeline with 5 seconds to spare. Lorquette far wing. Zayas spins off his defender, gets a screen from Lorquette. Right hand dribble toward the lane, steps back. Lorquette's caught out near the three-point line, working one-on-one against Brito. Trying to drive baseline, tries to kick out. It's going to be stolen here by the Owls. Going up is Dupree with the layup.
Another turnover or a bad shot leading to a fast break. It seems to be the story of the first half right now.
One of the things we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast, limit your mistakes. Lorquette short in the lane. Here come the Owls the other way. Sprinting full speed ahead. Seau traveled. That's Sean traveled. And we're at our 4-minute media break. Before we do that, go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, but you notice, even though it was a turnover, he got all the way to the baseline on the other side before anything happened.
3:58 to go first half. We're at a media timeout. Owls opening it up. 16-point lead here on the Beacon Broadcast Network.
comprehensive learning is being able to adapt to experiences and apply the things that I learned. Being an athlete and juggling academics helped me grow as a person, and things that I've learned, I was able to apply it in another field, putting them into everyday life. Developing comprehensive learning helped me prioritize certain things to make sure I get to where I want to be.
It's a 9-2 run right now for the Owls, who've made 6 of their last 7 field goals.
Yeah, I mean, they've all been easy buckets. They're not tough shots. That percentage is going to be high if they have wide open layups.
And to your point before we went to the break, Steve, it wasn't until the Owls offensive player got to the baseline, traversing the entire 94 feet until something happened. Basket and the foul. What a circus shot for the basket.
That's his second one today of just ball by his ear, somehow gets it over the defender. That's a really good shot.
So 2 points for Zayas. He's trying to add to those 2 points to get up to 10 with this free throw. It's a second foul against Tameen Dupree. Zayas will connect. 10 points for Emmanuel Zayas this afternoon.
We like that coming out of a timeout, just being able to get something. 3 points is nice. We'll take it.
Dupree stops at the free throw line, gives it up for Hunter. Jean-Baptiste, Sishon, and Brito also on the floor for the Owls. Hunter lost it, stolen by McKenzie. Zayas on the far sideline will slow things down. Calls for a screen, doesn't use it. Drives the lane instead, all the way through, lays it up and in. How do you let that happen if you're Keene State?
Smallest guy on the court, getting all the way to the cup.
Hunter, up 22 feet away, from the hole. We're going to get a foul against Alua. That's his third. 19 fouls, so to the line to shoot 1-on-1 will be Jarek Sashan.
Even if it's a clean poke in that situation, the defender's to your side, your body's got to be somewhere near him. You can't just be reaching with the hands and hoping. Even if it's a clean poke, refs will sometimes just call it because it looks funny.
Sishon misses the front end, but Brito with the rebound, it gets tied up, and the ball will go to UMass Boston.
He really does it all. I mean, that's the second time he's gotten a pretty aggressive rebound from a free throw. Someone needs to put a body on him.
Zayas, left-hand dribble, now spins toward the lane, try to look for Lorquette. He was guarded pretty well, fronted by Brito. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Keene State basketball, 2:43 to go here in the first half.
Well, now as they start to adjust to him going to the basket constantly, the other players can't just watch. The defense is going to get better on him. You have to cut.
Yeah, you're going to have to move without the basketball, either to the lane or to the baseline somewhere to create some space and separation.
Give him some passing lanes. He's going to get some.
Jean-Baptiste hits the basket and gets fouled as he was up in the air. Foul's going to go against Emmanuel Zayas, his first. Jean-Baptiste now with 4 points, trying to make it 5.
That's a smart play by Jean-Baptiste. Comes off that screen, pulls up right next to it. Guy fighting around the screen, hits him right in the hip. It's a good pull-up.
Liam Johnson will check in. A little bit of a mismatch now. Johnson may be wider than Hunter, but, one would think Lorquette may easier to have a way with him. Shot blocked there by Tommy Burris.
Yeah, if that's the case, that Hunter going out means big things for Lorquette. He needs to come down and push the issue. We got 2 minutes left. Hopefully Hunter's out for the rest of this half. Get a couple buckets while you can.
2:16 to go here, first half. Owls by 13, 40-27. Jean-Baptiste stripped by Zayas and went off of Zayas, and it'll remain Owls basketball, 14 on the shot clock.
Good defensive pressure. I like the way the defense looks right now. Can't give easy buckets.
Brito, spinning baseline, fadeaway jumper off the front iron. Zayas the rebound. Has McKenzie in front of him, spins off his defender. Zayas lost the handle and gave it away. Sishan with the official steal. Jean-Baptiste the other way, he'll lay it in.
Yeah, that's a tough turnover. It didn't look like he had the ball poke. Look at his arm hit a little bit, but it was kind of a bump and run play.
McKenzie, hard to the hoop, traveled, and he's trying to make the argument that he got fouled, which is why he traveled.
Yeah, I've been watching Xavier since he got hurt, and you can tell he's really timid on that ankle. That's usually something really athletic. He's going to jump and get over people, but you could tell he didn't trust his steps all the way. And on defense, he's poking a lot, not moving. Just keep an eye on his ankle.
Bobby Joy will check in. He'll give Emmanuel Zayas a rest, presumably for the rest of the first half. We're down to final 94 seconds. Brito trying to swing it over to the corner for Seau. It gets knocked out of bounds by McKenzie. Owls basketball, 1:29 to go here, first half. $15-point lead is the largest of the afternoon for Keene State. Jean-Baptiste to the corner. Baseline three, short. Lorquette the rebound. Bobby Joy will slow things down at the request of Coach Jason Harris. Lorquette trying to spin off his defender, and he draws a foul against Jarek Sishan. So he'll go to the line for a 1-and-1 as this is the 8th team foul against Keene State.
Got a minute left. You got to cut into it as much as you can. Spend some energy. You know you got a break coming up. There's no need to pace yourself.
Yeah, to that point, you have 12 minutes that you can sit and do nothing.
Do nothing.
Except for listen to the coach tell you what to do.
Yeah, maybe get yelled at a little bit. But you have all the rest of the time in the world. And at this point in the season, you're in such good shape. 12 minutes is a lifetime.
9 points for Lorquette as he makes the front end of the 1-and-1, misses the second end, or the back end, excuse me. Johnston with the rebound. Owls come back the other way. Final 60 seconds of the first half. Jean-Baptiste. Johnston for three. Short off the front iron. Oliver Rodriguez with the rebound. He'll defer for McKenzie. 50 seconds to go. McKenzie crosses over. Pulls up. Had the ball knocked away. Resets himself. Oliver Rodriguez working one-on-one against Lorquette. Lorquette's better plays basketball instead of complaining about the non-call. McKenzie in the lane lays it up and in.
Yeah, you know, look, if number 3 if Brito wants to front him that desperately, let him front him. Let the ball swing, just pin him on that opposite side. But if you're just going to fight on that block, it's going to turn bad for you.
4-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Game clock at 15. In the lane is Sishan. He's going to go to the line and shoot two as he got fouled by Tommy Burris. That's Burris's third.
Tough to get your third with 12 seconds left in the first half. You know, Sishan was fading away from the basket a little bit. It might have been a tough layup. Sometimes you got to cut your losses and let them have it.
Sishan hits the first. Up to 5 points this afternoon. Sishan will hit both. 6 points for Sishan. Lead is 14, 44-30, final 7 seconds of the first half. McKenzie pulls up, 15-footer, short. Ball grabbed by Sishan, 1-0. This will count if it goes. It doesn't. And that'll bring us to halftime. Keene State the number 4 team in the country according to D3Hoops.com. 44, UMass Beacons 30. We're at the half from the Clark Athletic Center. We'll step away for a few moments. We'll come back with some first half recap, first half stats, and second half action. You're watching men's basketball on the Beacon Broadcast Network.
And the slow starts. Celebrate the lessons learned along the way. These are the wins. Not the shiny nail-biting kind. These are the last a-lifetime kind.
Something I discovered in myself is that if I have a goal, then I can accomplish it.
It's a well-rounded experience.
At a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual.
It helps a lot that you have a family with your team that can guide you.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that. And it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
I'm the first undergraduate alumnus to lead this university. I'm very proud of that. I was literally able to transform my life because of the University of Massachusetts, and I want that for every single student that walks through the door.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
I did receive academic scholarships. Just being involved on campus, being a leader, all those things combined kind of get me recognized. It's a great experience for me.
Cheer for the stumbles. The he shoulda had that's. And the tears that linger. For in those moments, greatness lies. There, you will find the provoked, the determined, the unified. It's in those moments that champions are born.
The University of Massachusetts Boston, with its scenic oceanfront campus, easily accessible to downtown Boston, is recognized as a model of excellence for urban public universities. 16 NCAA Division III sports are part of the more than 100 student organizations that create an engaging campus life in America's biggest and best college town. UMass Boston, Boston's urban public research university for the 21st century.
Division III allows you to give yourself to other things.
Having that free time allows me to pursue the things that I want to pursue.
Division III athletics affords students the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in their campus and in their lives outside of that sport.
It allows you to just be able to do everything you want to do. I wouldn't change it for the world.
moving from Turkey, it was a rough journey for me because when you don't really speak the language that well and when you don't really fit in the crowd, it's very easy to disappear. But I decided not to give up, and UMass helped me.
UMass Boston was my first choice because when I came to the campus, I saw that there was a lot of diversity. There's a lot of people. Here there is a lot of international students, so it's really cool to meet people from different countries, different parts of the world. I'm Julia Murphy. I'm from Canton, Massachusetts.
I'm Olivia Murphy. I'm from Canton, Massachusetts.
We're sisters.
We're sisters.
I play volleyball and she plays basketball. Here they have a freshman success community. So each major has their own community that you can join as a freshman, and you take classes with them, you do study groups with them. So it was really helpful getting to know people in your major right away.
So in health exercise sciences, we have an internship at the end, so it's so much better to have like an advisor helping you out, like telling you which classes to choose.
People at UMass Boston, they're here because they know they can have an impact. Not just on research, but on people, on their students.
This is just the starting point. It only has potential to grow, and it has a big potential to grow up.
You're really having a direct impact on people's lives, and you can see that now, and you can see that years from now.
So I think it's becoming like the place that people want to go.
What UMass Boston is able to offer to its young people certainly stands out to that mission that was set right out in the beginning. It's something UMass Boston should be and can be very proud about.
Back here at the Clark Athletic Center alongside Steve McGuire, George Bannister. We're at the half, Steve, and kind of talked about it as soon as we went off air. Could be better, but it could certainly be a lot worse too.
Yeah, I mean, this team is really, really good we're facing, so this could be a much, much bigger lead. You know, there's a couple things we're not doing that are getting taken advantage of by Keene State that if we clean up at halftime could change the course of the game.
Part of what you're seeing is a 36% field goal percentage. Meanwhile, Keene State 47%, but a lot of those points have come in transition.
Yeah.
So that's why that field goal percentage is so high.
Yeah, they're just getting easy buckets. You know, we're coming in transition, you're not finding your man, and they're just getting wide open looks, which you can't give to the number 4 team in the country.
To that point, 6 second chance points, 11 fast break points. So you take away those 17 points.
It's a whole different ball game.
It's a whole different ball game. 21 rebounds to 28, slight edge for Keene State. Assists, bigger edge over to Keene State, which is a bit of a surprise because both these teams were so evenly matched as far as offensively in distributing the ball.
Yeah, you know, with that assist number, what I'm seeing is just a stagnant offense with a lot more one-on-one opportunities for UMass Boston, and Keene State really sharing the ball in transition. It just they're having more chances at assists. On the other end, they're clogging us up.
So those are the stats at the half. We'll take another break. We'll come back for second half action here from the Clark Athletic Center. Again, Keene State 44, UMass Boston 30 at the half. You're watching men's basketball on the Beacon Broadcast Network.
Men's ice hockey taking on Cassidy University on the road. A big New England Hockey Conference matchup. The Beacons looking to move to 3-4 in conference play and ride a 4-game win streak into Saturday afternoon after starting the year 2-8. It'll be all Beacons in this one in the second period. 4 goals in the span of just about 5 minutes. Devin Moran kicking it off with his first goal of the season, and Mike Manzo, Pat Keegan throwing it in front to him. Manzo redirects it home past Brandon Collette. UMass Boston up 2-0, and then just about a minute later, Jacob Banks, Keegan once again throwing it in front, and Banks finds it, falling away from the goal, gets it by Collette. And the Beacons in control of this one, 3-0, but they weren't done. Evan Googans, who had a big weekend at the Codfish Bowl tournament, his third of the season. Devin Moran finds Blake Coleman, who finds Googans right at the top of the circle, and he snipes it home. Makes it 4-0 UMass Boston. The Spartans would look to respond as you see Jackson Kobelka with his second goal of the season on a pass from Bryce Irwin. Gets it by senior goalie Sam Best. Cuts into the Beacon lead. It's now 4-1. But Best standing tall in goal and leading the Beacons to some offensive opportunities. You see Best making a save right here, and at least the Clay Benkauskas coming the other way in a one-on-one situation. But Brandon Collette stands tall in net. The Beacon lead still at 3. And then a power play goal once again for the Spartans. Brandon Picard is going to get this one to go past Best. And just like that, the UMass Boston lead is down to just 2, 4-2 now at this point. However, Evan Guggens extending the Beacon lead back up to 3. A power play goal, his 4th this season. Andy Walker wins the faceoff. Alex Duncan finds Guggens his 4th goal in the last 3 games for UMass Boston. They're in control 5-2. And then a pair of shorthanded goals in the 3rd period for UMass Boston. Ryan Bogan, his 1st goal of the season after Davis Browning's initial shot, makes it 6-2 UMass Boston as time is winding down. Corey Clifton, his 3rd of the season, his 3rd in the last 3 games, makes it 7-2, which is the final score for your UMass Boston Beacons, who are riding a 4-game win streak. Sam Best with 36 saves in net for UMass Boston. A big day in net for him. And UMass Boston now has recorded 3+ goals in 4 straight games and 4+ goals in 3 straight games after being shut out in 3 consecutive games. And this one is a big win for them as they move to 3-4 in conference play. And they take on Skidmore College in another big NEHC matchup scheduled for 4:00 p.m.
Proportion to me is the lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of competing at a high level, bonding with teammates and building lifelong friendships. But they also are involved in their communities. They work jobs and internships and volunteer. They've learned to be resilient. Diverse experiences are setting them up for the future.
Passion's love. Passion is love for what you do. Because I think when you face challenges, it comes down to how much you want it and how much you love it. Passion is what keeps you going forward. Seeing so many people that were like-minded and so hardworking in their sport and academics, being surrounded by like-minded people makes you want to be more passionate. I think it pushes you to a different level that maybe you didn't think you had. And you can do the best of both worlds and love all of it.
Proportion to me is the lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of competing at a high level, bonding with teammates and building lifelong friendships. But they also are involved in their communities. They work jobs and internships and volunteer. They've learned to be resilient. Diverse experiences are setting them up for the future.
Passion's love.
The 5-campus UMass system is the university that educates the workforce of Massachusetts. We recognize that we are truly here for a reason, and that recognition inspires us and drives us every single day.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, be a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
I believe sportsmanship is a
Alongside Steve McGuire, George Bannister back here at the Clark Athletic Center. The number 4 team in the country, Keene State, with a 14-point lead over UMass Boston, 44-30. And one thing we were looking at now, and I love these new in-depth boxes that NCAA provides that every school has to use across all 3 divisions. It actually gives you plus minus for players as well, which I got to be honest with you, with basketball, I'm like, I still don't know how that kind of works. But if you're taking a look at that box score and you see Malik Lorquette, he's got 7 rebounds, he's got 9 points, 5 blocks, but he's minus 11.
Yeah, it's interesting to see these MLB analytics go everywhere and infiltrate every sport. But yeah, Malik's playing really good on defense. Offensively right now, he's just a little bit too quick. He is stronger and faster than his defenders, and he needs to understand that. Just be patient. He's going to get his buckets. He doesn't have to rush them.
I think you're hitting the nail right on the head, Steve. I think he's playing a little too fast.
Yeah.
He's not under control, and he's trying to create something maybe that's not there to begin with.
Yeah, big games will do that. You know you have to have a big game, so you try to force the issue. You know, maybe if you're Shaq, you can force the issue. But this one, you got to be a little more patient and get them as they come.
Starting 5 on the floor for both teams. Zayas, McKenzie, Oliver Rodriguez, Burris, and Lorquette on the floor for the Beacons. Quick drive to the hole by Siao. He gets blocked underneath. Ball goes up ahead for McKenzie. That was Lorquette. That was number 6 on the afternoon, which means he's got 206 for his career.
Beautiful.
Spin in the lane. McKenzie, fadeaway jumper, didn't get the contact. Here come the Owls back the other way. Siao trying to go coast to coast, and he'll lay it in.
Yeah, you can tell Xavier's still just not 100%. He, instead of getting back in transition defense, he kind of pulled up lane halfway through. I hope he can get loose in the second half.
Lorquette with the right hook inside the lane. And that'll give him 11 points on the afternoon. 3 ball goes in and then out for the Owls. So here's an opportunity for the Beacons to put some points up on the board and shave that lead.
Yeah, this will be good. Half court, kind of calm. Don't have to rush. Just get something good.
McKenzie marked by Jean-Baptiste. It's now Zayas. Hesitates, dribble drive, picks up the dribble. Looking for someone underneath. On the cut, it's McKenzie. Lays it up and in.
Exactly what you got to do. He's going to get to the basket. You've got to cut when he gets stopped.
46-34. They got the stop. They got the basket. Now maybe another stop here. Hunter back for Jean-Baptiste. Gives him a screen on the roll. Baptiste keeps, shoots, can't fall. Lorquette the rebound. Zayas will walk it up the floor. Burris near the bottom of the lighthouse. Hands it off for McKenzie. 12 on the shot clock for the Beacons. Down to under 10. Zayas. Ball's really far away from the basket. There's 4 seconds on the shot clock. Zayas for 3. Off the iron, won't fall. Offensive rebound and put back by Burris.
I love Tommy Burris. You won't see a lot of points per game, but the things he does help so much. Last game he had 6 steals. Tonight he's got a couple of blocks. He just changes the pace of the game. It's great.
Baseball pass to the corner. See Sean drives in, drops it back for Hunter, and we're going to get a foul, and Malik Lorquette does not believe it.
Yeah, there's 2 guys down there. Let's see who gets it.
21 is the foul. That's the second on Malik Lorquette.
Love the energy they're starting this half with, though. Aggressive, contesting shots, and keeping them from transition.
Hunter misses the first free throw. Lorquette couldn't believe it. He's still trying to talk to the official about it. All coaches on the UMass Boston bench jumped up after that foul call.
And if you're the best shot blocker in program history, you can argue a little bit. You probably know what it feels like to block a shot by now.
Hunter makes 1 of 2, leads up to 11, 47-36. Entry pass for Lorquette, didn't find its mark. Owls come away with a steal. Here's Siao. Drops it off. Brito for 3, and he'll connect.
Brito gets the steal and then just runs down the court unguarded. Nobody picks him up. Nobody even looks at him. He gets a wide open shot.
14 points for Octavio Brito, who's the captain, is just a sophomore on this team. McKenzie in the lane, right hand up and in. He's up to 8. He cuts the lead to 12. Jean-Baptiste all alone, up and under, kicks out. 3 ball won't fall for Siao. Beacons trying to push the action the other way. It's McKenzie near side. Crossing over in his defender. Behind the back dribble, steps back beyond the arc, resets the offense. Lorquette on the block, working strong, double teamed. Gets fouled, no call. Grabs the ball, fouled, no call. Loose
Man.
ball again. It's Jean-Baptiste up ahead for Sia.
Got to give him some love. I don't understand why that doesn't get something.
Sia to the hole, won't fall. Hunter up and in. (52-38). Keene State over UMass Boston. We're approaching the 16-minute mark. Ball goes out of bounds, 16:01 to go. We're going to get a substitution. Bobby Joy will come in. Zayas will take a break.
I like to see it. Malik finally chirping at Octavio Brito, walking backwards down the court, talking to him. That's the energy we need right now. We need a little dog in him.
Next whistle will bring us to our first media timeout of the second half. 15:50 to go here, second half, 52-38. Keene State over UMass Boston. Brito, fadeaway jumper, off the back iron, won't fall. Hunter and Lorquette fight for it, goes out of bounds off of Lorquette, and there's the whistle and the stoppage of play and the media timeout. Owls 52, Beacons 38. You're watching men's basketball on the Beacon Broadcast Network.
It's a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.
Comprehensive learning is being able to adapt to experiences and apply the things that I learned. Being an athlete and juggling academics helped me grow as a person, and things that I've learned, I was able to apply it in another field, putting them into everyday life. Developing comprehensive learning helped me prioritize certain things to make sure I get to where I want to be.
The number 4 team in the country isn't committing too many mistakes, only 5 turnovers so far, and they've turned the 8 turnovers by UMass Boston into 15 points off of turnovers.
That's tough. That is a tough pill to swallow.
15:41 to go here, second half. Off the entry pass, it's Sean in the lane. Back and burst down, right hand, off the glass, won't fall, burst the rebound.
Really solid defense. Not doing anything out of the ordinary, just bodying him up, making him do a fadeaway.
Nothing fancy, just getting the job done.
That's it.
Joy swings it over near side for Oliver Rodriguez. Skip pass to the block. Down low, it's Brito and Lorquette one-on-one. Whistle, foul on Brito. That's his second.
Good call. I mean, the last time down he got bumped so many times, he deserved one. Even if it wasn't egregious, he's been bumping him. Brito's undersized, so he's trying to make up for it with physicality. Can't let him get away with too much.
Yeah, it's that old leg, thigh out kind of, let me see if I can work you down. Lorquette driving the lane, can't get it to fall. Ball loose, finally grabbed by Sean, and he gets it up ahead for out. Drives, dribbles through, gets fouled, basket in the foul. Foul's going to be on Bobby Joy, his third.
That's the story of the game right there. Is a missed layup on one side leads to a fast break. This time it was an and one.
54-38, 15:01 to go here, second half. Seattle misses the free throw. Burris cleans the glass with some Windex for the Beacons, and they're on offense the other way. Pull-up three by McKenzie. Bank is open this late on a Saturday. Gets it.
We'll take him how we can get him at this point.
Up to 11 points now. Good defense on the other end by McKenzie. Forces the loose ball. Backdoor cut by Hunter, and he'll lay it in. Hunter saw Lorquette leaking to the top of the key. Lorquette the other way, gets fouled, and he'll go to the line for two.
Yeah, loose ball on the floor. Too many people going after it. Somebody's got to stay home and guard the house.
I mean, I'm not saying, I'm just saying. If you're Lorquette, I'm like, I'm not touching that. I'm staying near the semicircle to protect the rim.
That's for you guards.
Yeah, right. Lorquette hits the first free throw. He's up to 12 points now.
I decided about halfway through my senior season, I got a really bad hip pointer from diving on the ground for a ball 2 games in a row. And after that point, it was so swollen and painful. I didn't dive on the floor. I just pointed at it, let people know where it was.
Ball.
Yeah.
Ball. You get it. Thank you. Lorquette hits both free throws. He's up to 13 points. Cuts the lead to 13, 56-43 with 14:20 to go in the second half. Brito tried a baseball pass across court. That didn't work as Burris read it and stole it. Beacons the other way. Defensive shutdown. Now they need to create offense here. Zayas in the lane, drives baseline, kicks back out. Burris, catch and shoot. In and out. Lorquette, offensive rebound, puts it up and in. 15 for Lorquette.
Haven't had a lot of second chance opportunities this game. Needed that.
Seow up and underneath. That won't fall. Second chance for Sean. That won't go. Zayas the other way for the Beacons.
Keene State with really good transition defense. Stops that fast break in its steps.
The speed and how they're able to get back is just, I've never seen that. And I've seen the top team in the country play in person.
Yeah.
So the speed that they're using to get back and prevent transition offense is pretty impressive.
Yeah, and it's not speed for speed's sake, right? Like anybody can run fast down the court. They're running to the right spot and getting to the places they need to be. Really disciplined team.
Lorquette baseline working one-on-one against Brito. Foul on the floor. Brito had his arm on his arm, and they're calling the fouls now, and it's the third on Brito and the third on the Owls.
Yeah, we like their best players getting fouls. That's kind of something we would be happy to see more of.
Lorquette working one-on-one on Brito. Drives the lane, up and in, and you saw Brito just put his hands up. I don't want to get number 4. You can take the hoop.
Changes the pace of the game. As soon as he gets that third foul, now he can't meet you at the rim.
Jean-Baptiste up and under, travels. He has his both hands up like, what did I do? You moved your pivot foot is what you did, and that's a travel.
So here it is. Here's the point in the game where momentum can really swing in our favor. It feels like it is already. They're calling a timeout. They want to kill it.
Coach Ryan Kane's going to call a full timeout with 13:03 to go here in the second half. We'll take it with them. 56-47, leads down to 9. Yeah, I'm still in red. I don't know what you're talking about. This isn't sweat. This is water from the bottle. I don't know what you're talking about. Back here at the Clark Athletic Center, 13:03 to go. Leads cut down to 9, 56-47. And it's been the Malik Lorquette show here late, I should say, here in this half.
Basketball is a game of runs. So right now we're on ours. We have to be ready for Keene State to make theirs and just squash it.
We saw that in the earlier game today in the women's. Both teams rattled off pretty big runs in the fourth quarter. It was the Beacons who came away with the win. Let's see what happens here in this game. Zaya skip pass up top for McKenzie. 15 on the shot clock for the Beacons. McKenzie, right hand in the lane, pulls back, fadeaway jumper, short. Ball batted around. Alua with the offensive rebound, had it stripped. Ball still loose, tied up. Are they calling? They're going to call a foul on Alua on the ground. And Jason Harris could just walk away.
That's tough. Good hustle by Alua. Way to get on the floor. And you can tell Xavier, I mean, that's a shot that he's usually his bread and butter, but he just doesn't have the elevation today. It's tough to shoot when you have your ankles bony.
That push-off wasn't there.
Yeah. Everything's been short.
Seow. Top of the key. He'll get for Brito, working one-on-one against Zayas. Brito in the lane, spins, turns, blocked by Lorquette. Grabbed by Alua.
He's always there. Even when you think you're safe, he's always there.
Lorquette has the ball about 27 feet away from the basket. Not probably where you want him handling it, but that's okay. Bobby Joy for Lorquette. Spins in the lane, off the glass and in! 19 for Lorquette. And every time he attacks Brito, Brito just kind of stands up vertically. Hunter the other way on the mismatch gets the layup over Alua.
Yeah, Malik is going to be guarded by two people in a little bit of foul trouble. This is where he has to force the issue. This is where he can really help the Beacons come back.
Next whistle, we'll get our media timeout, and there it is. Off the turnover. 58-49, Keene State over UMass Boston. 11:36 to go, second half. You're watching men's basketball on the Beacon Broadcast Network. The worst thing they can do is let them keep hanging around.
Yes.
Because at some point, either Brito's going to pick up his fourth or Hunter's going to pick up his fourth.
Yeah.
And then they're in trouble.
Yeah, then they're going to have nobody that can really stick him. I mean, even Brito now is having a hard time doing anything. They're going to have to step on some necks here if they want to finish this. This is tough. But then the other thing, too, is Malik gets 2 or 3 really good buckets in a row. His confidence goes through the roof. You don't want that either because he's been held down this whole time.
He's got 10 second half points. Back here at the Clark Athletic Center alongside Steve McGuire, George Bannister, we were just talking off air. If Lorquette wants to truly take over this game and starts attacking the basket, Brito with 3 fouls, Hunter with 3 fouls, that's going to prove problematic for them because one of them will have to come out. Lorquette's already got 10 second half points.
Yeah, they're in dangerous territory right now. Lorquette has a real chance to take over this game. He's already shown he has slightly, but he can really polish off the second half with some points here.
Hunter underneath, working one-on-one against Lorquette, can't get it to fall. Offensive rebound, Hunter tries to do it again. Looked like he traveled, sends it back out for Jean-Baptiste. You know, I jokingly said backdoor cut underneath, laying it up and in is Dupree. I jokingly said during the women's game, they call travel in NCAA basketball. I guess I was wrong.
Supposedly.
Bobby Joy for Burris, 3 balls, short. Rebound underneath McKenzie, up, foul, no call, goes up again, lays it in. 13 for McKenzie on a bad ankle.
He is working hard, man. 13 points on a bad ankle. That ankle got hurt early in this game.
Jean-Baptiste in the lane, floater won't fall. Lorquette with the rebound up ahead for Bobby Joy, pushing the action. Joy behind the back dribble, now resets the offense. Joy for Lorquette in the lane, spins on Hunter. Travel, going the other way.
Yeah, he read that one coming, pulled the rug out on him a little bit. That spin move is good. Next time, fake that spin move, and Hunter's going to go flying.
Well, so Lorquette thought he was going to have Hunter's body there to kind of bounce off of.
Yep.
Hunter backed up just enough to make him tumble for the travel.
It's a tactic the undersized use. Hunter not undersized in the least bit.
Dupree is going to get fouled by McKenzie, so he'll go to the line for 2. Second foul against McKenzie, 4th on the Beacons.
We've got to see how Xavier responds to this. He's a freshman, very talented, little hurt. You can lead to a lot of frustration to get that foul as well. On the other side, maybe try to do a little bit too much to make up for that fact. We'll see what kind of temperament he has as a freshman. He can respond.
First miss of the season from the free throw line for Dupree. Of course, he's only been there 3 times now after that shot. He's going to hit 3 of 4. He's up to 10 points off the bench as Tameen Dupree. Lead is back up to 10 for the Owls, 61-51, 10-14 to go here in the first half. In the second half. McKenzie working one-on-one against Jean-Baptiste.
Thank you.
My goodness. I mean, I don't have any skin in the game, but I was about to cause a ruckus if that wasn't called.
Yeah, definitely. It took a little while to respond to that, but I'm glad he called it.
It's like, that's a foul, right? That's a foul? Yeah, that's a foul? That's a foul.
Okay.
And then he blew the whistle. Like, you see it, blow it.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? Bobby Joy inbounds the pass to McKenzie. Works the far side of the court. 13 on the shot clock. Alua between the legs. 9 on the shot clock for the Beacons. McKenzie. Step up 3. Long. Short. Underneath. Oliver Rodriguez. His first 2 points of the night.
Such a smart read. He saw that was going to be short the whole way and was in the right spot.
Sean for Brito. Brito attacking. The lob for Hunter, who slams it home.
Got to help the helper. As soon as you see Malik leave his man, you have to drop. Whoever's closest, drop and cut that off.
Smart play by Brito, though. He saw Malik leaking toward him, and he said, oh, yeah, Hunter's going to be there. Let me just toss it up for him.
Yeah, Malik and Brito have been going out of this whole game. You knew he wanted to block that layup as he went for it.
Lorquette, they're going to call an offensive foul, and Hunter pops up and is pumped about it.
We have a lot of time left in this game. You don't have to force the issue. Malik had, he had his defender and 2 people ready to help. Drive and kick would do wonders right now.
9:10 to go here in the second half. 10-point lead for the Owls, 63-53. Jean-Baptiste for Brito. Up top it goes for Hunter, who reverses for Dupree. Now for Brito, baseline. Spins, and he gets fouled by Emmanuel Zayas on the ground. That's his second, team 6. 1 foul away are the Beacons from putting the Owls in the bonus.
Don't want to go to bonus too soon, not in this tight of a game.
Brito off the inbound, quickly up and in.
Smart play, big size advantage by Brito. Just ask for the lob.
Zayas, 12-point lead for the Owls. Zayas in the lane, blocked by Sean. Back the other way it goes. Sean trying to close it off the other end. Basket and the foul.
That hurts. If you're going to make the decision to foul, you better foul them hard enough so they don't make it. That was a lot of hard work by the Beacons to now be down by 14 again.
And because of that, Jason Harris will call a full timeout here with 8:31 to go in the second half. We'll stay here at the Clark Athletic Center.
Yeah,
it's just unfortunate.
Yeah, that was the run we knew Keene State was going to make. You know, they let Beacons have theirs, but they knew they would come back. This is the time. You have 8.5 minutes left. That's a lot of basketball. Can't be disheartened by being back down 14.
While 14 may seem like a lot to those out there watching, the Beacons have proven that they can do that. They can scratch and claw their way back in even less than the 8 minutes that's remaining.
Yeah, they did. They just did it. So you're gonna have to do it again. It's a game of runs. This one's just gonna have to last a little longer this time.
8:31 to go, second half. 14-point lead for the 4th-ranked Owls. 67-53 over the Beacons. It's been a tremendous day of basketball here at the Clark Athletic Center. The women's basketball team coming away with a 66-61 win over the Owls in game 1 of our doubleheader here on the Beacon Broadcast Network. And here we are, game 2. To the line to try to complete a 3-point play is Jarek Sean. He's already got 12 points on the afternoon. Make that 13. Pushes the lead to 15, 68-53. The largest lead for Keene State has been 16 this afternoon. Lorquette driving hard to the hole. Gets the basket. 21 for Lorquette, but back the other way are the Owls. Jean-Baptiste for three, won't fall. Lorquette the rebound.
I was worried. I saw one guy behind, one guy fall. Keene State's going to take advantage of it.
Underneath, getting the basket is Xavier McKenzie. 15 points for McKenzie.
Finishing among the trees. Those are some big guys down there. If you don't feel like you can jump that high, it's even scarier.
This young man, promising future here on this campus. Hunter against Lorquette. Goes up, can't get it to fall. Ball batted around. Alua comes away with a rebound for UMass Boston. He'll bring it up court. Joy into the lane and the ball stripped. It'll remain UMass Boston basketball, but we're at our media timeout. 11-point lead for Keene State, 68-57, 7:14 to go here in the second half. You're watching men's basketball on the Beacons Broadcast Network.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
Malik is having a monster game right now.
21-14, 5 blocks.
I thought it was more blocks than that, but
I thought it was too. 13th double-double of this.
It's wild.
Season.
I'm the first undergraduate alumnus to lead this university.
13th double-double of the season for Malik Lorquette up on the board. 21 points, 14 rebounds, 14th double-double.
That's insane. And I mean, when you see him, when you stand next to him, he's not, I mean, I'm a taller guy. He's about my height. Never in a million years would I've got a double-double in college.
Steve, you talked at the beginning of the broadcast saying, hey, you need to not just have superstars come up and play a great game. You also have to have other guys step up. Who do you think here, who needs to step up for the Beacons here?
You know, Burris has stepped up so far. I like what he's doing. I mean, he's not adding a lot of points, but he's doing a lot of things on defense. We need I know Xavier's a little injured, but we need him to keep riding this high and playing aggressively. And then we need one of the point guards. I mean, Bobby Love can hit some threes. We need somebody from the outside to unclog that inner portion so Malik can keep working.
Empty trips for both teams. Here come the Beacons with the opportunity. It's McKenzie going in and getting the basket. You were just talking about him.
Nice, very nice. Good. Got pretty high on that layup, too.
17 for the freshman on a bum ankle.
You have all weekend to ice it. You'll be good.
There you go. You have all the way through next Wednesday to your next Little East game.
Yeah.
3 balls short, rebounded by Hunter. Here comes Sean in the lane, up and in. Protected the ball with his body and then kind of bounced off of Alua to get that basket. Lorquette one-on-one against Hunter. Spins in the lane. Double team by Brito. He'll kick out. 13 on the shot clock. Here's McKenzie again. Gets fouled. He'll go to the line for 2.
Good take. You know, what ends up happening is Malik finally kicks that out. Xavier stops the ball before he makes his move. Got to go as soon as that ball gets to you. Kick it to somebody else. Make him move. Don't slow it down and let Keene State adjust. But great way to take it to the basket and draw the foul.
First trip to the free throw line this afternoon for Xavier McKenzie. He's at 74% entering this afternoon. Misses the first. You want to talk about an eye-popping stat? 13 of 22 from the line are the Owls, and now 6 of 11 are the Beacons. So 11 more free throw chances from the charity stripe for the Owls.
That is a lot.
Sean lost it. Bobby Joy, comes away with a steal. Drops it off for Lurquette, who is the trailer. Hard through the lane, puts it up, blocked by Hunter. And the Owls are going to try to push the other way.
Just, I mean, phenomenal transition defense. 4 men were back, even off a turnover.
Brito working all alone in the lane, gets it up and in. 18 for Brito.
This game's going to really turn into a case of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You have to understand, you're going to chip away. They're still going to get theirs. You just got to get a little bit more than they do.
McKenzie picks up his dribble. Rodriguez was looking for Lurquette, didn't have the passing lane. McKenzie working one-on-one against Brito as the ball stripped away from him by Dupree. Here come the Owls the other way. Brito had it knocked out of his hands. Ball hit his leg and went out of bounds. It'll be Beacon's basketball, 4:45 to go, second half.
Great call by the ref. There was a lot of hands on this side. There was a lot of hands on the other side. Let them both go. Consistency is good.
Alua crosses the timeline. Still has control on the far sideline. Defer for McKenzie. Dribble drive, kicks out. Rodriguez, baseline corner, now toward the middle. Alua, top of the key. 10 on the shot clock. Behind the back dribble. Accelerates through the lane, up and in.
Strong finish, very strong finish. Yells at the ref for an and one. Gotta be careful, don't get a tech this late in the game.
Dupree spins off, sends it back for Sia. Keene State for the first time slowing down what seems like forever and setting up a half-court offense. Brito from the elbow, turns, fires, no good. Rebound there by Sean, however. Second chance. Ball never hit the rim, so there's 4 on the shot clock, and Sean hits the open jumper.
Tough to rebound such a bad miss. But you don't want to give him that easy of a second shot.
17 for Sean. 74-62. 3:35 to go. Lurquette gets it.
So tough to guard.
23 points for Malik Lurquette. Final 3:25 of the second half. It's a 10-point deficit for the Beacons. Owls with possession in the lane. Hunter underneath, up and under and in.
Smart move by Hunter. He saw that Malik was going for help. So he was already moving when that pass was coming. He's taking a step to the opposite side of the basket where nobody could help him.
He's got a team high 18 points now, does Hunter. Pushes the lead to 12. Final 3 minutes. Lurquette spins, fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. And Jarek Sean, who only had 1 foul to them, raised his hand and said, no, that one's on me. That's on me, don't you worry. 2:56 to go here, second half. Media timeout, 76-64. Owls over the Beacons on the Beacons Broadcast Network.
How can you see, we score at 20 something in the first half?
30.
30, okay. Yeah, much different ball game.
Final stretch of this second half. We're under 3 minutes to go. Lurquette will go to the line for 2 shots. He's already got 23 points on the afternoon. 3 for 7 from the free throw line, but those 3 makes are the best on the team this afternoon. He'll miss the first. He'll make the second. Up to 24 points is Lorquette.
All right, getting down to crunch time now. A lot less mistakes can happen.
Owls able to break the press with 3 seconds to spare. It's Brito near the lighthouse now. Tries to drive the lane, spins one way, off the other. Fadeaway jumper, won't fall. Lorquette the rebound. 16 rebounds unofficially for Lorquette. Joy driving the lane, up and in. What a move by Bobby Joy for his first 2 points of the afternoon.
Tough finish. Defender didn't know he was trying to score. He hasn't tried this whole game. Managed to get all the way to the cup.
9-point lead, 2:08 to go here. Here's a deflection, and Alua can't come away with it.
Good recovery. Don't be desperate for the steal. If the opportunity passes, you got to be okay that it's passed.
7 on the shot clock. Jean-Baptiste pulls up, ball knocked away from him. Hunter tries a desperation 3 off the front iron. Good box out all the way around, rebounded by McKenzie. Final minute 40. McKenzie fouled. He'll go to the line for 1-1 as that's the 7th foul against Keene State.
Yeah, you can see the flashes of how good of a ball handler he is. Running at full speed, able to go behind the back, draw the tripping foul. The defender had no chance of staying in front of him.
And this is not at 100%.
Yeah, he's very hobbled.
Can't hit the first. Octavio Brito with the rebound for the Owls, and Sean will bring it up court. Final 90 seconds. Sean asking for help. Alua with some great defense. And now Rodriguez. Called for a block. Okay.
I've actually never seen that hand signal in basketball before.
Me neither. It's the 7th team foul, 8th team foul, so Brito will go to the line for 1-1. What does that mean?
I'm going to guess that's a personal bubble foul. Not allowed to, it's a COVID era rule.
I got you. I got you. Yeah. No, it was not 6 feet, so it was foul. Brito misses, but grabs his own rebound, puts it up, can't get it to fall. Ball batted around, and finally grabbed by Alua, who brings it up court. Alua in the lane, gets the basket.
Didn't know it was a 1-on-1, so he didn't box out the shooter, but managed to get a nice bucket in transition.
Final timeout called by Jason Harris. It's a 30-second timeout with 1:11 to go here in the second half, trailing 76-69.
Minute 11, down 7. This is as close as it gets. Can't really make any big mistakes here. You got to kind of go on a 7-0 run right now. Jason with Coach Harris with the right timeout to set something up.
So off the make, I would anticipate some sort of press off this make. The 30-second timeout allowing him to put his players in position.
Yeah, something to make it uncomfortable, make Keene State make a mistake. They're not perfect. They're number 4 in the country, but they're not perfect. They are capable of throwing a turnover just like any other team.
I was going to say, Brito's all alone at midcourt. I don't know if he's supposed to. They go to Brito, lob pass, and they're able to break the press, so Beacons back off immediately. Brito, far wing for Jean-Baptiste. Final 60 seconds. See out in the lane, can't get it to fall. Lorquette the rebound.
Weird shot by Keene State. I mean, they have the lead.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. There was plenty of time on that shot clock. Hunter coming away with the steal. See out now with it. Spins into a double team, and we're going to get a foul call.
Yeah, tough turnover coming back down. Like I said, you can't make any mistakes under a minute, and you were gifted something on the other end. Number 4, Francois, going up for a layup with a lot of time left on the shot clock.
Alua fouls out. So you get the 15 seconds to be able to replace your player. 41.9 seconds to go. Nate Seow at the line. Misses the front end. Lorquette with the rebound. Back down the other way. McKenzie. Got to have something quick. Up, fouled. He'll go to the line for two. And you can see him hobbling toward the baseline and gingerly handling his right ankle.
He knew there was not a lot of time left, and he just forced the issue. I respect it. Not feeling your best, but he knows it's crunch time. He went down there and made something happen.
Foul number 8. So the question was, if he was in the process of shooting, it's a 2-shot foul. And it was. And he'll hit the first. McKenzie's up to 18 this after scoring 20 the last time out against UMass Dartmouth. Excuse me, he's at 19. Make that 20. So he's matched his output from the last time out against UMass Dartmouth. Here's the press by the Beacons, and finally a foul by McKenzie. That's his third, but it's the double bonus time here for the outs.
Yeah, that foul really hurt Xavier. I mean, he was trailing a little bit, reached out and grabbed him. He's in a lot of pain. That's a show of tremendous heart from the freshman. Kid's playing out of his mind, and he's not feeling good at all.
Sean misses the first. 5-point game still.
Love the crowd participation. Even though we're outnumbered in our own stadium right now by Keene fans, we have a select few who are really aggressive, and we love it.
Missed both. 5-point game, 27 seconds to go. Don't need a 3 here, but you need a basket. Joy, the floater, short. Ball batted around, still loose. Owls come away with it. It's a 2-on-1. Dupree can't dunk it, but he'll lay it in. McKenzie puts up a desperation 3, misses. Hunter for Jean-Baptiste gets it up for Brito, who'll just dribble it out to end it. And I got to tell you, if you're UMass Boston, you're happy with this performance for the most part against the number 4 team in the country.
Yeah, a loss is still a loss. And if we eliminate that first half and then figuring out how to play it against Keene State, this is a whole different ball game. I mean, this second half was night and day to the first half. Next time they see him, it's going to be a different ball game. Excited.
We'll take a break. When we come back, final recap, final stats, and more here from the Clark Athletic Center. You're watching men's basketball on the Beacon Broadcast Network.
Man, so close.
Wasn't a bad game at all.
No, I mean, if you weren't here for the first half and only saw the second half, that was impressive. That was impressive.
I think, let me double check that, but I think that's the most points. Second most points. Oh, actually.
MIT scored 90. That's a high-scoring game.
And MIT's not good this year.
Really?
Yeah.
MIT's usually pretty good. It's all the schools that have good education that usually sneak away and get some great players.
WPI, MIT.
Man.
Moving from Turkey.
Hate to
was a
sound
rough
cliche,
journey for
but
me because when you don't really speak
First
the
half.
language that well,
Yep.
and when you don't really
Second
fit in
half.
the crowd,
Yeah.
it's very easy to disappear.
Yeah.
But I decided not to give up. So
that whatever the thing was too is like you're coming into a team you've never played before, and all you hear is, yeah. They can hang with them. They just, you never see somebody, you come out to a number 4 team, you're scared, they have all the confidence. They played the second half a lot less scared. Oh, I got to see this commercial. There's a buddy of mine is in it. That right there.
Back here at the Clark Athletic Center. Final score again, 4th ranked Keene State 78, UMass Boston 71. Here are the final stats for you as they flash across the screen, and something to look at. Neither team shot particularly well from beyond the arc, but if you compare these to the first half stats, Steve, that field goal percentage awfully close to close out the game.
Yeah, I mean, like we talked about off air, it's a tale of two halves. That second half was a different ball team. They had confidence. They knew what they were supposed to do to stop Keene State. They did a really good job. And if I was UMass Boston, I would kind of linger around right now and I'd watch all these fans and players on my court having a good time, having conversation with their family. I would be really angry for the next time we meet.
Yeah, the beauty of the Little East Conference is you play the home and home, right?
Yep.
You play everybody in the conference twice, so you can take a look down the line and see when you face them next. And I know that's going to be circled on the calendar. Look, there's some things that went wrong for UMass Boston today. Obviously, you're on the losing end, but there's also things that went right. And that's the things, obviously, the coaching staff and Jason Harris and company will have to focus on and build upon, because when you're facing the number 4 team in the country and you're scoring more than what they're usually average against, that's always something to hang your hat on.
Yeah, and you know what I'm thinking now is a lot of times you leave a game like this and you have to use a hatchet to hack away at big pieces to adjust the game. For the next adjustment, they just need a scalpel. They just need little fixes, and I think they'll be in great shape.
All right, so for our entire crew here at the Clark Athletic Center, our producer, Michael Vesey, our director, Marcus, myself, George Bannister, Steve McGuire with me, and earlier today, Max Clifford on color as well. Luke Levitt, Mariano Jimenez, Maria Spilos with a beautiful job on graphics, Grace Kelly on replay. I'm George Bannister again saying thank you so much. Marcus Mensa, our director. Not just Marcus. He's not like Prince or Cher or Madonna. He's got a name. Marcus Mensa. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been a presentation.